One of my favorite things about fashion shows is that you see all this glorious fashion go down the runway and then the designer comes out at the end and they're always wearing like a very basic outfit. And same with the models off duty. They're always wearing utilitarian clothes and very simple stripped back makeup. That's an approach that I really like in my own life too. So I came up with this look that's sort of inspired by those looks, and it is very bare, glowy, kind of perfected skin, a very simple defined eye, and then a nude lip. I'll show you how I did it. It takes about 10 minutes, and let's get started. Before I do any skincare step, I'm gonna make sure that my skin is slightly damp. I'm going to depuff under my eyes with this cooling stick. It feels really nice, and actually I'm gonna go above the eye too. I'm puffy up there too, so why not? Has a little caffeine in it, and also aloe and watermelon, so it feels nice and hydrating, and the caffeine is gonna help constrict. It's like already a little glowier. I'm not gonna do a whole lot to the skin. I'm just gonna perfect it a little bit and add more glow. That's what we're going for today. So I'm gonna use this product from Charlotte Tilbury. It is a flawless filter. It's a multi-use product, and it has a lot of pearlescent pigments in it, but they're very sheer, so they look really natural. You can use it as a mix-in, sort of as an illuminating primer. You can mix it into foundation. I'm just gonna use it sort of in areas that I would highlight ordinarily. I'm gonna use it underneath any foundation so that it sort of gives you like a lit from within look. And I'm just tapping that in with a beauty blender. I've seen people rave about this on YouTube, and they're not wrong. It's a really nice product. I haven't seen anyone use it this way, so I'm gonna try it today. I'm gonna use it on my eyelids. It's sort of gonna provide like an illuminating base for what I'm doing later. And you know that glossy editorial look where you put eye gloss on and it like creases everything? I don't really wanna deal with that. It's a little sticky for real life, but this gives you sort of the same effect. Has a nice sheen. Okay, now I'm ready to do my foundation. So I've got NARS Sheer Glow. I'm gonna do just a tiny bit of coverage, just where I have redness and discoloration. And again, damp beauty blender, just bouncing it in. This is actually kind of relaxing. All right, I think that's good enough for now. I am gonna conceal a little bit more, but I think I'm gonna do that after my eyes. Before I move on to the eyes, actually, I'm gonna add a little bit of blush. This is just a really neutral, sort of pinky brown, right on the apples. You want that like running to shows look in between shows. And I did the cream blush before I'm doing any powder, just so that it doesn't kind of interfere. Those textures don't get along well. So I'm gonna do a cream eye look. It is magnetic eye color from Nude Sticks, and I'm just gonna line and smudge all around the eye. This is a really neutral shade. It's kind of a silvery taupe, and it has a little bit of shimmer. It's very easy to use. I mean, you really don't need anything but your pinky. And it's smoky without being too strong. I'm gonna let that set for a little bit, and once it sets, it stays put, so it's really nice if you're busy and on the go, because it looks smudgy, but it doesn't continue to smudge all over your face. I'm just gonna do a little bit of brow gel in my brows, keep them real natural today. Going back to my eyes, and I'm going to just apply a tiny bit of black liner, really just like the bare minimum. Really, I'm just trying to beef up the lash line and make them look a little bit fuller. The look I'm going for is not overthought, just really quick, you know, maybe they came from a show and didn't get all of their eye makeup removed. I mean, definitely don't sleep in your makeup, but if you do fall asleep in your makeup, this is kind of what it looks like when you wake up the next morning, if you're lucky. I have a hard time with super stripped down, so I'm gonna add a little tiny bit of glitter. This is a Laura Mercier caviar stick, another easy to use product. You don't need a brush for this, but I'm just gonna add like one little spot of silvery glitter and blend that in with my pinky. Okay. Now I'm gonna curl my lashes and apply mascara. Maybe my favorite step. So then I'm gonna finish with mascara. This is DIOR Iconic Diorshow. And I like to look down because if I look up, I tend to get it all over the top of my hooded eyelids. Deciding whether I wanna do it on the lower lashes, that's like my eternal debate. I usually make a game time decision. Sometimes I regret it. I'm gonna go for it today. Okay, mascara face is unavoidable with this. I like to have barely any product on the brush. Some people do like upwards. I'm always afraid of poking my eyeball out with that, so just wiggling it a little back and forth. I have this new, it's the heavier version of the famous Touche Éclat. That is really meant to be a highlighter and perfector. Actually, I'm gonna get my beauty blender again. I don't wanna mess up that mascara I just did, so. Okay, that's nice and bright. You can also do a little bit around if you have any redness right around your nose. That's pretty common. And under the chin, tends to be a little dark. I'm not going ham though, I'm definitely leaving some freckles and blemishes to shine through just to make it look a little bit more natural. So I'm gonna set what I just did with powder and then do just a tiny bit of contouring with this brush here. It's a very special brush and it's really easy to get into the contours of your face. I'm gonna use this Filmstar Bronze and Glow from Charlotte Tilbury. It's really nice and cool toned, so it looks pretty natural in daylight. It doesn't look like orangey or too dark. Getting right up into my hairline and coming under the cheekbone to create that bone structure, optical illusion. You can also do this on the sides of the nose if you have a clean brush. Let's see if I have one. You can do it right down the sides. I'm not going crazy with this. I mean, you can really change the shape of your face with these techniques. I mean, that's common in drag and stage, but I'm not doing that today. I'm just giving myself a little boost. Under the tip of the nose makes it appear a little bit shorter. On the sides, a little bit more narrow. And just check on the side to make sure it doesn't look like a smudge of dirt, because that's a thing. I think for this eye, I want to balance it with sort of a pale nude lip. For my lips, they're a little bit pigmented, so I like to look for cool tone shades that are going to tamp down that pink. If I really wanted to go like a mod 60s look, you could even use concealer to cover them up. Yeah, you can still see a little pink showing through, but that's okay. I'm not going for like a zombie pallor today, but I am going to add a little bit more of a pink pale gloss. If I wanted even more glow, I mean, I think I'm pretty glowy already, but you can always go back with your Flawless Filter, liquid highlight, and just tap a little bit on top. Just be careful with the powder, since you do have powder down, just tap and lay it down on top. Don't smear or rub it in, because you might kind of move things around. And you'll see that, sort of erasing what you've done underneath. Okay, I don't know if I'm gonna be like heading onto any runways now, but I do feel like a model off duty. It's a simple look, but it's very, captivating, I think. I think the eyes have a little bit of definition, but it's not over the top, and it's really quick and easy. It took me about 10 minutes, so let me know if you try it.